If you're watching this, it means that you are looking for the right public relations firm to work with. And I'm sure you've noticed by now that is a very difficult task because every single PR firm has their own angle, their own experience level, their own guarantees, and some don't even have guarantees, right? So let's get into it. My name is Trey, Colley, and I am a PR and branding specialist, and I'm here to provide value to you and really just help you make that right decision at the end of the day. Now, when looking into PR, you must understand there's really two types of PR firms out there. There is the traditional PR firm where they assign you a publicist, and typically they charge a monthly retainer and they go out and they pitch. Typically, they're pitching you via email. They're emailing all these different journalists and contributors, and they're pitching, their client's story and hoping that one of these outlets pick you up. And the advantage to this is that you can get picked up by a very high-level media outlet if it makes sense, right? Now, although this is rare, it could happen. And typically, this is the cookie that they kind of hook you on in the beginning and keep charging that monthly retainer because you're hoping that eventually that they'll approve you for a big-time Forbes feature or whatever it may be. And typically with the other side of the coin, with the guaranteed PR club, you have a limited amount of PR that you can be placed in, but the advantage is that you can basically pick out which articles you're getting featured in. And you can control the narrative, and you can make sure that the title is the way you want it and the story is the way you want it. And the difference with that is when a publicist pitches your story, you can't really control how they write it. You don't really pre-approve it or anything in that nature. It's kind of just is what it is after that point, and you don't know how many different outlets are going to pick you up and so forth, right? So the advantage with the guaranteed PR firm is that you know exactly where you're getting featured, you know the advantages, you know the reasoning, and ultimately you get to control the narrative. So if your prospects are reading it, it's going to be all positive things, right? And you can pick the outlets that you want to start off with. Really, when looking for an article to get featured in, right? I won't go into too much detail on this video, but you're looking for an article with the high DA, right? Which stands for domain authority. And that determines how well it ranks on Google and your Google search results. So when they Google you or your company, how high is that article going to rank? And you want to make sure that there is some sort of hyperlink that connects the search result that you're looking for with that actual feature, right? Because if you get featured in, let's just say Forbes, and they mention you somewhere in the bottom and it's not really hyperlinked, it may not even rank on your search results, right? But if they mention your name in the title or if they hyperlink your name, then it's going to rank very, very high. It's going to be very beneficial when people are looking up you or your company. So there's a lot that goes into these different articles, as you can imagine. So it's very easy for PR firms to take advantage of you and really kind of just do their angle to their pitch, only tell you the positives and leave out all the other alternatives that are out there. Now, in my experience, right, and my experience of not only what I've done in terms of being a publicist myself and also working with publicists and working with traditional PR firms before we started our branding firm, right? But also my clients' experience when they come to us, and they typically don't like paying a monthly retainer and not knowing what they're getting. Again, that is the downside with traditional PR firms. You don't know what you're getting, so you could spend thousands of dollars, upwards of 10, 20, 30K, and you don't really get into any of the features that you're looking for, and they don't really solve the problem that you were looking for, right? They didn't rank very high on your search results because they didn't mention your name in the title. You couldn't leverage this to help you get approved for any particular type of verification on a social media platform, and you couldn't really leverage it the way you wanted to because the story wasn't written in the way that you wanted, right? And my conclusion, basically being in the PR game, is you want to look for, one, a PR firm that is reasonably priced, two, a PR firm that guarantees results, and three, a PR firm that's just not trying to get you in every bum article, right? Quantity is not necessarily what matters, right? You want to focus on quality. You want to make sure they talk about the differences between sponsored and non-sponsored articles. So in a sponsored article that they could sell you on, you get featured, you get a guaranteed place, but then it says right on the article you paid for, right? So you need to know that going into it. And with that said, there are outlets where it could make sense to do that because a lot of PR is paid for, right? And you could still leverage those benefits, and some people may not notice, right? And again, it's still good for branding and marketing and your search results and building a relationship with Google's algorithm and so forth. But really where, the magic is in the non-sponsored articles and having them written a certain way, displayed the right way, getting the story across, and having a CTA where they can follow, keep up with you, and so forth, so you can leverage all the traffic coming from that outlet, right? So something that you'll notice is when you talk to a lot of these guaranteed PR firms is that they kind of really pitch you and say, hey, we can get you in all these articles, and you've never heard of them before. They don't really make sense with your brand. Something that you do need to understand is that a lot of these guaranteed PR firms, they can get you into higher end articles. It really just depends on your budget. But again, you want to make sure you aren't getting gouged, right? You want to make sure that you're getting reasonable pricing. So again, you really just want to know what you're looking for. And if you haven't, done your own due diligence or self-education in terms of what you need as a brand, then really I would just go off of what they're telling you, take notes, and just kind of hear out some other PR firms. Again, it's always important to do your due diligence when picking the right company to work with, because again, they could sell you on something that really doesn't solve the problem at hand. And you want to make sure they have case studies, results, and they have features that they've done for clients in the past, right? And, if you're skeptical about how they do business, make sure there's a safe way to pay so that you're protected and it's a very transparent process. You know exactly what you're paying for, so there isn't confusion at the end of the day. In my experience, what makes a PR firm very valuable is when they understand your problem, they're actually trying to look to solve the problem at hand, right? So is your problem credibility? Is it, branding? Are you just now starting out? Do you have zero search results? Do you have a very competitive name that you're trying to rank under, right? They need to measure where you're at in your journey and really what is the problem that you're looking to solve. Now, if you're someone that's looking for PR to get leads, you can definitely get leads from PR, but what I will say with guaranteed PR firms, you're not really doing it for the lead factors. You're doing it for the branding and credibility that you can leverage on your social media platforms, and really just leverage when people are researching you and your company, and when really high domain authority articles pop up like Forbes, USA Today, Maxim, whatever it may be, right? They see these articles and they say, wow, this person isn't a nobody, or this company isn't a nobody. They're in these high-end articles and they have great things to say about you and your business, right? And especially when it's from a contributor or someone that works directly with these outlets that are writing about you. But if you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment below or book a call with one of our PR specialists. So you may even speak to me or someone else on my team, and we can literally answer all of your questions and make sure that you get exactly not only what you need, but what you're looking for. And sometimes what you're looking for isn't what you need. So, don't be afraid to get advice that's going to really help you, so you're not just throwing money out the door expecting some magical result, and really just understand what you're getting it and why you're getting it and so forth. But appreciate you and your time. And again, if you have any questions, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. But have a great day.